Sorry, y'all. Part two. I motherfucking hate splitting videos up. That shit only happened a couple times because if I don't be tripping, be talking about is running out of memory, bro. I be deleting 3, 4 videos before I start every video, and this one still talking about is running out. I don't know. I'm gonna have to delete some other shit. There's a lot of bloopers on here that I would love to, it's times I start videos and shit and just fuck up, or in the middle of a video I'll fuck up and start over. Like, I got a lot of bloopers I want to give to you guys, probably through shorts or something, but them motherfuckers gonna have to get deleted because I hate when I'm talking and that shit just cuts off. So sorry, y'all. Work with me again. We on the late night creep again. Already talked about the corners. Keyshawn Nixon and Shamar John Charles. Hey, I hope you guys can keep that kind of work up. Hey, we just want you to be the 4th and 5th corner. I mean, come on, man. Other than grabbing somebody from free agency, paying them a little extra more money, somebody who don't know the system, can one of y'all just step up? I wanted Rico to do it. They still let Rico return the kick, but I don't know. He got 2 more games to redeem himself. But Nixon and Shamar John Charles, y'all look like y'all going to be the ones to make the roster as the 4th and 5th corner. So that is what that is. We're going to go to the D-line. I mentioned Jack Heflin, bro. Hey, and then again, I know this was be seen as these guys going against subpar competition, 2nd, 3rd, 4th string people. That's cool, but what I did like about Heflin was the consistency, okay? It ain't like 1 or 2 plays he did it. He had constant pressure. So if he's doing constant pressure against less competition, against better competition, if he continues on with that constant pressure, at some point they're going to break. At some point, they're going to slip up. At some point, they're going to miss on a play call. That's what you need in a defensive lineman, too, is just consistency. Give them a solid play every time. So when they do fuck up, you're already in position to make plays. And then again, we talking maybe goal line situations, maybe situations that Kenny might sit out. We already done sealed the division. God forbid one of these players get hurt a game or two. It is the game of football. It happens. That's when one of you guys could step up for 10 or 12 plays in a game where somebody's injured. But if everybody's healthy, y'all get in there for 5 or 6 plays a game. Those are still those times where these reserve players get in on the game, and we don't want it to be their fault that a score goes or a long run gets broken. Hey, say everybody did their thing on the D-line against Minnesota. We finally put a Heflin in or Chris Slayton in on one play just to get a guy's rest, and then that's when Dalvin Cook breaks for a 60-yard touchdown. That happens in the NFL, and this keeping these kind of players around is going to prevent us from having that happen. I mentioned JJ, and I mentioned the comparisons to him and Zadarius. I love the length. I love the motor. He just keeps going after it, y'all. He was in on a few plays. He got a sack, but there was a few plays where he called a pressure where somebody else got a sack. So JJ 5'5" is here to stay, y'all. I think and I hope from what I seen just in this game, he got 2 more games to build off of. But if he continues to do it like this, to have him come in to just spell a Rashawn or a Preston for a play or 2, bro, you can't ask for more than that. And again, he's going to have Zadarius comparisons because he got his number 1. And number 2, they got a kind of same kind of body style, body shape, I think JJ a little bigger though, but bro, I see the athletic ability. Like, you a dog. One thing you know how to do is rush the passer. You one of those guys where we draft, it's like, okay, we know he can rush the passer. We gonna work on everything else. We gonna work on the technique. But one thing you could do is get after that guy with the rock, man. You were causing a little havoc in there. Again, 2nd, 3rd competition, but we need you to do that 2 or 3 times a game, so ain't nothing wrong with that. So continue to do what the fuck you been doing. So that's it for that game, y'all. Again, Chris Slayton, I'm looking at the number, and I'm like, well, that ain't TJ. And I'm looking at the body. I'm like, that ain't TJ Slayton. I just see Slayton on the back. So I'm like, who's this motherfucker? Chris Slayton. Hey, shout out to you, bro. Again, constant pressure. Play after play, you got pushed around, a little bit, but for the most part, you was getting in there, man. Very impressive. If there's a most valuable unit for this preseason game, it's going to be the defensive line. Definitely not the secondary because of the safety play, not the linebacker play because nobody really did much. Chris Barnes was there on the fumble recovery, but most valuable unit would be the defensive line because all of y'all motherfuckers was getting pressure. Even dudes that I didn't mention, but I'm just trying to mention some guys who might just squeeze into that roster. So Chris Slayton, shout out to you, bro. Kingsley Inigbare, a.k.a. JJ55, shout out to you, bro. Shamar John Charles, shout out to you. And shout out to motherfucking Keyshawn Nixon. So, Jack Heflin too. Let's move on. Y'all, I know y'all said everybody been giving me the news. Everybody heard the news. PUP list. Hey, Elton is off. Big Bob is off. And who the fuck else is off? One more. Christian Watson is off. All fucking great news. As far as Elton, for him to be off at this point in time, I know I don't want y'all to have PTSD from the David Bakhtiari situation, but you have to treat every situation as an individual situation. These are two different people. Elton seemed to be healed up, you know. The diagnosis was 9 months for him, and yesterday was the 9th month, day 1, and they cleared him. So he passed everything he needed to pass. Hey, some people pass this shit a little faster and cleaner than others. They go to different doctors. David Bakhtiari's doctor might have fucked up on some shit. Clearly he did, for him to have 3 surgeries on that, draining fluid, doing all that. Elton is not going through any of that. Same for Kylan Hill. I heard he's not going through any of that. They didn't do him yet, so that shows you Goodson might be on that roster, and that's fine because Goodson is doing good. He did better than the great Patrick Taylor, and he did better than Williams, who we just got back, which I didn't think Williams is, I mean, you know, he ain't going to make the roster, you know. Practice squad, if anything, you know, Dexter Williams. So, yeah, we're going to move on from that. And then again, just because these dudes is released off the PUP don't mean that they're going to start week 1. They could still be a healthy scratch for 2 or 3, 4 more weeks until they really get it together. It's just a time thing. PUP means physically unable to perform. We're not talking about playing in the game. We're just talking about performing. So that's going to put these guys in, you know, so they could be able to practice with their teammates. Christian Watson needs to run with the ones. He needs to know what the fuck is going on. He needs to catch up with Romeo. Elton, they got him at right tackle. I was going to do a poll or ask y'all. Again, I was supposed to do a video 2-3 days ago. I was going to ask y'all, where would y'all like to see Elton at, you know, if he does come back in full health. You know, and right tackle's where they're going with, and I understand where they're coming from. And that could also mean that there will be a surprise return to Bakhtiari week 1. Because, again, he's on the PUP now. Once you release him off the PUP, you can't put him back on. So we'll see during the season when they, you know, he might come back on that deadline, which is week 4. I believe it used to be 6 weeks, but now I think they let you do it after 4. But again, he might miss 4 to 6 weeks. We don't know. You know, we just don't know anything with David. They already stopped doing timetables with that. So again, just because these guys are relieved off PUP doesn't mean that they're playing in this game against the Saints. And it doesn't mean that they're going to start week 1. Now, we all hope they do, and I think Elton should be starting by week 1. I don't know, again, I don't know how shit is going, but for them to be released this early and be able to practice with the team for the rest of the way, got to be confident in them in coming in and contributing early. And then Christian Watson, it was never said that he had a nowhere near like a season-ending kind of surgery or nothing like that. It was always supposed to be a couple week thing, and you know they just want to put him up to speed. So again, he's been watching the ones and running with them just so he could get the language of a lot of that shit. So that's it for the PUP list. And again, Tunyon, same injury too, y'all. We had 3 people go out with the same injury: Tunyon, you know, Elton, Kylan Hill. So everybody Hill's different. You know, everybody's body is different and shit. Some people got struggle genes. Some people, you know, got big country bones. I don't know what motherfucking Elton eating or nothing like that, but hey, clearly his ligaments is just, you know, he on that Wolverine shit. So shout out to you, Elton, for coming back. I'm so happy about that. You know, one of my favorite players. So we're gonna move on from the PUP and the Saints come marching in. I told y'all before, you know, we already knew this. Joint practices are coming. It was just a walkthrough today, which was Monday. Tuesday, Saints is in town, man. And then this is different from the situations I told y'all like before. Before, we dealt with the Jets and the Houston Texans, bottom feeders of the league. Really not that many players on their team with elite talent. Saints is coming in. First of all, they beat our ass last year. Some of them same players is going to come over here. Players remember shit from 5, 6, 7 years ago. You see Aaron Rodgers recall. I know shit from high school plays, numbers motherfuckers was, when I made the tackle, what quarter, what down it was. I remember shit like that now. So these dudes remember that game. So there's going to be some pride on the line too. There might be a scram or two, a scuffle, a fight, but that's cool. I remember one of the early, when the D-Train first got together, you know, the first year they got together, they said one of the times that brought them closer was when, I believe it was the Texans, one of the guys did like a late hit or a bad hit on one of our tight ends, and that's when the whole teams just start getting into it. So that was the first time that they actually seen some continuity playing against somebody else. Not continuity, but just like everybody sticking with each other. Like, hold up, you ain't about to do that to my brother. So I hope there is a fight or two. You know, it's just football. Like I said, a lot of arrogant dudes running around with a lot of testosterone and a lot of shit to prove, a fight or two is going to happen. And I ain't mad at that. That's just going to make both teams stronger. But again, like I said, we got the Saints coming in. This ain't the Texans or the Jets like before. We got some elite players. We're going to see a Marshawn Lattimore. Hopefully we see a Michael Thomas. I don't know how he is with his injury. He's been out 2-3, almost 2 years for the Saints. I don't know what he's doing, but I really hope he shows up then. If not, we got a Jarvis Landry that we could look at. Hey, Cameron Jordan, vet pass rusher. Like, again, a different body that might be a little more relentless than a Rashawn during practice against you because, hey, you ain't on this team. He don't give a fuck if he steps on your toe the wrong way or do this or do that. Like, we going to be getting a lot of good looks, y'all. So this is good. Aaron Rodgers kind of even said that he looks at these as more important than actual preseason games because you can actually go over really, really certain situations. Preseason games, the situation has to happen. But they could come together as a coaching staff like, okay, it's 3rd and 12 now. Hey, we're going to do Romeo on this route. Jam him at the line. We want to see how he's going to react. The coaches, when you do joint practices, you're trying to expose each other like where you want each other to improve at. Again, it's still an NFC team. They are not on our schedule, but we can end up playing them in the playoffs. So we ain't going to show them just our real deal shit. But we're going to put our players in situations against their elite players and see if they can succeed and vice versa. So, hey, it's coming, bro. Week 2 of the preseason is coming for us. Hey, this is like week 3 or whatever in training camp. We are getting closer, y'all. Hey, football is on the motherfucking way. I'm so excited. Hey, thank y'all for fucking with me. And, like, subscribe, all that good shit. Hey, if you don't comment on my shit, please leave a like. Let me know you stepped in the door, man. You step in somebody's door, you say hello. You ain't gonna walk in somebody's door and just walk in with your shoes on. You're going to ask them, hey, you got carpet. Is it cool? You want me to take my shoes off? Hey, y'all just, have some hospitality, y'all. I was going to say have Southern hospitality, but I got motherfuckers everywhere. Shout out to motherfuckers in Philly. I heard y'all fuck with me. Shout out to motherfuckers in Texas. Shout out to I had a motherfucker in Africa hit me up. Shout out to Africa. I had somebody in the UK hit me up on this shit. Shout out to the UK. Shout out to Cali, obviously. Shout out to Vegas, Nevada. Hey, everywhere, If I don't know where you're from, shout out to Tennessee. I just been talking to one of y'all who's in Tennessee right now. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for fucking with me, and I value your opinion. And then again, shout out to the gang, and I'm out this bitch.